Hey Russ, here's how you get those breath savers on properly. First thing is you need a softbox light. Throws a tremendous amount of light. They have a foil on the inside with various bulbs and a scrim on the outside so that the light is very, very soft. And if you look at here, you'll see I have a light up here because there's never such thing as too much light and magnifying glasses. So let's go over and get started, and I'll go over the methodology for you. You guys have probably seen like this before, but there's never too much to learn when it comes to how to do this work. Wouldn't you agree? And I'm sure you would. Okay, so a couple of things. I have some index cards for the glue. I have an old shirt stiffener, collar stiffener that I'll use to grab the breath savers out of their holder here. These are factory breath savers specific for this instrument. You want to use the ones the manufacturer offers. They are different, they are better. And so we have that. I have a little pair of scissors. The first thing I do, now you can see I've got 2 done on both sides, so now we're going to do 2 more today. So there's 4 in this position here and 4 here, so you can count them over. Here's 1, 2, 3. This is the one that we're going to be working with. So I want to pull out 4 of them and have them all ready. The thing is, these are so delicate that it's quite easy to ruin them. So I've tried to come up with a method here. This is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okie dokie. Then they are to be put into the correct position to be picked up by my fingers while I do it. Okay. Now, the next thing is to prepare a tool to pick up and apply the crazy glue. You can't use a toothpick that already has crazy glue on it because it doesn't hold the glue properly. You want to always work with crazy glue of this type on something like this piece of paper so that I can work with it a little bit and then easily throw it away, get it out of the house, and it is contained. We have this and like this and like this. That goes like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to come here, and we have this and we have that. I'm going to go ahead and load up the glue. 1 tiny dot. I want a little bit more than that, just a little bigger dot. You don't want to use too much of this stuff. Okay. The methodology I employ is free end is this way. This is the glued end. Come here, get my light on it. 1/2 millimeter of overlap here. Drop it on, hold it, release. Check in the light for correct positioning. Bring it down just a hair. That's about how much time you have to move these things. Not very much. Same thing. I line up and drop into position and hold, lift. Look in the light for proper alignment. I only do 4 at a time because this is very exacting work. There's no room for error. And you can tire very quickly as you do it. It's like watch work, now the glue kind of dries kind of slow, so I can go ahead and again, the free end of the breath saver comes down here, and I give it a 1/2 millimeter overlap and drop into position, hold 1, 2, release, come here, check alignment. And towards the end of my adjustment time period, that's fine. Come here, come here. Line up, drop, hold, release. Perfect. Okay. The end of the breath saver should. Now I was going to do. I was going to do 4 more. That's right. I do 4, two positions a day. Okay, so we're here. Oop. 1, 2, 3, 4 positions here. We'll get 4 of these out of here. It's quite easy to destroy a lot of these very quickly if you try to move them around. That's 1, 2, 3, and there's my 4th. So again, a lot of this business here is just good preparation. So get these breath savers ready to be picked up easily to do the job. 1, 2, and there I've got 1 extra one here. There was one that snuck in on me. I'll get that later, because I have wet glue going here. And if you need to pick these up, you take your fingertip and that'll work pretty well, instead of trying to grab it. And put that there and put that there. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and lay down 2 glue positions. Good enough. I'm coming right at the rivet position approximately. Okay, that will do. Come like here, come into this position like that. Drop it in. 1, 2, 3, release. Perfect. The glue is drying now, but it still will work. As a matter of fact, it's a little easier to work with as it thickens up just a hair. Good. Okay. Perfect. Okay, now let me back up off the close-up. Come over here to the center section, maybe wide angle, and come up. That looked easy. It's not. Many things can go wrong, and when you start making mistakes, you're going to use up breath saver stock. And you may not have the right length anymore, and you have to start making them and cutting them, which you can do. But this worked out so well today because it was pre-planned. Everything was prepped properly. The reed plate was already cleaned up in perfect condition and alcohol. And so I was able to move through that very, very quickly. And again, you want the tip of the free end of the breath saver should overlap the hole by 0.5 millimeter. And then you straddle the exact center. And the only way you can tell is if you have a light and you hold it up to the light. That's the only way you can see the lines to either, because there is a very, very small gap between the reed plate and the reed. So there'll be two white lines and you can actually see. As a matter of fact, I bet I can show this to you. I think. Let me see here. Maybe I can. Wouldn't that be fun if I could? Okay. Okay. I'm having a little bit of trouble getting that light to show. But you can see that you can see the lay. It's unfortunately, the light contrast is so, see, you can tell even here what I'm talking about. You can see if you're lined up with the reed underneath it. Not that that's the easiest thing in the world to do, but that's how you do it. Really, it's like anything else that's mechanical. If your preparation is spot on and you've got it done correctly, then you're not going to have a problem. And if you haven't done the correct prep, if there's still rust on the reed plate or there's glue residue, good luck. It won't lie flat. If it doesn't lie flat, it won't work properly. And you need factory breath savers, the same ones that were on there. Like a Seidel Saxony is one size width and a Seidel Symphony is another, and they are not compatible. And the harps really will play best when they have the correct breath saver. On the other hand, if I were working personally on some of the Asian harps, I probably would pull those breath savers and put on Seidel Saxony or Seidel Symphony, because I think they're a dimpled Teflon with a poly sheet, on top of it. And I think that those breath savers are going to respond the best. The harder the breath saver, the more air has to go into it to pop it and open it up. So that's an issue. Anyway, Russ, I hope you enjoyed that. And that's how you do it. That does mean you have to buy factory breath savers, but I believe you did.